Hey everybody, it's Victoria Mattia. I am so happy that you can join me today on the Mom Care Coach. If this is your first time, I am so excited that you are here. I hope this episode blesses you and that you are able to learn something new and interesting, or just to remind you of something you may have already known but have forgotten. Also, please don't forget to like and leave a review. It is so helpful so that other moms that are coming along that have kiddos on the spectrum and they're really wanting to up their self care game this year, then it is really helpful for them as well. So, today we are going to continue on our series talking about laying the foundation for 2026. So, we have already gone over a few things, and today I want to talk about we are close to the end of the year, or the end of the month, not the year, the end of the month, the middle of the month when this is airing. And so I wanted to talk today about how we can really achieve whatever New Year's resolutions or goals or intentions that you have set for 2026. There is a statistic out there that says by the beginning of February, only a few weeks away, most people, I think it's like around 90% of people, have already decided not to go for their resolutions. And for me personally, the title resolutions, New Year's resolutions, is, I don't know if I would say that I am just jaded by the term. I think it's more of the fact of because it's something that so many people do not really go for, they set it aside, then it's become for me a term that I don't use or implement personally in my life. But I do use the term intentions and goals. So, how can we truly achieve our goals or intentions when most people don't? My personal interpretation of that statistic is that most people do not put in the planning and preparation stage, the really thinking it through of what they need to do. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, because there's a verse in the Bible that talks about if a man is going to build a house, and I'm putting this in my own terms first, he needs to make sure he has the tools, he has the finances, he has everything set up, because otherwise he would get to the middle and not be able to finish. And so we don't want to be like that. And so we want to lay the groundwork, the foundation of achieving whatever goals that we have for ourselves, and to be consistent in that, and to think about what kind of things we're wanting to implement, achieve, however we want to do it. I think it was last week we talked about my top 3 things that I'm not carrying over into 2026, and then we talked about how to be consistent in the goals that we've set for ourselves in 2026. And so today we're going to talk about how we can bookend our day, having proper morning routines and nighttime routines that work for us and the season that we are in. Because depending on the season of what's going on in our lives, then that may change, and that's okay. But we must have these bookends in our day, so that is just another level of helping us be intentional, and it works on a conscious and subconscious level so that we can implement something new in our life to achieve for this year. So we are working on this pillar. It is the mindset pillar that's going to help us have a calm mind, and that's really, really important, especially when we are thinking about what it is that we're wanting to achieve We want to be able to have a few minutes to ourselves, get in a calm, quiet place, and really think about what it is that we want, and just have some time where we can journal it out, where we can, we don't have lots of distractions around us. We can just take the time that we need to go over the steps that we need to have in our life so that we can achieve whatever it is that we're hoping to achieve. So when I say bookending our day, having our morning routines and our nighttime routines, you know, initially, you may, if this is new to you, you may think of, okay, this is something that I have for my children, which is true. You probably have that for your child. However, we're actually talking about you as the autism mama, as the mom who has goals for her life or even goals for her children that she wants to help them achieve. So, number one, when it comes to having a proper morning routine, you need to think about the season of life that you're in. Ideally, we want to be able to get up before our children. However, that's not always possible. So we need to think about how much time that we are capable of putting to the table for our morning routine. You can actually have a morning routine anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes or more. But there must be a few main things that you can consistently do on a daily basis in order for to make it work. So me personally, sometimes my kids are up during my morning routine. It is not my fave, but I know that it is something that a lot of autism mamas deal with. And it may not be that way every day, or it may not be that way forever, but in the season that I am in and have been in for quite some time, they are often up. Okay, so let's talk about that. If you only have 5 minutes, what would you like to accomplish in those 5 minutes? Here is a suggestion. You get up, you say a prayer of gratitude even before your feet hits the ground. You stand up, you go brush your teeth, you go to your kitchen, you have a glass of water, anywhere between 12 ounces to 30 ounces. For a lot of people, 16 ounces is their perfect spot. Then you may start a cup of coffee or a cup of matcha or green tea or peppermint tea. Then you may spend a few minutes in prayer and have a devotion open or read one chapter of your Bible. So this can be done in like 5 minutes. Let's say you have 10 minutes. You can do all of those things, and then you can add in going to do your hair and put on your workout clothes. Even if you're not able to work out immediately, sometimes it's kind of nice to have them on so that you can get your workout in a little bit later. Of course, if that is not a part of your routine, then you can just get dressed in your normal outfit for that day. Of course, it depends on if you are working outside of the home or inside of the home or however you're wanting to do that. It's also great if you can lay out your clothes the day before. Okay, let's say you have 30 minutes, yay! Then you can add to that a 10-minute workout, or you can add to that some breakfast prep. Maybe you make some chia seed pudding for the morning, or a bowl of oatmeal, or a green smoothie or protein shake. And then you can not just read all of that, now you're refreshed and everything for the day, but maybe get ready for what you want for lunchtime. Perhaps you've already prepped what you're going to serve your children for breakfast. If you have not, maybe you can take a couple minutes and prep that. So Of course, these are just some suggestions. You may want to tweak it a little bit for yourself. I'm going to give you a little snapshot of what I do in the morning. So I get up, I say a quick prayer of thanksgiving to the Most High for giving me the opportunity to breathe in and out and beginning another day. I usually go to the restroom real quick and then I will have some water. I will have about 16 ounces of water. I like having some lemon water or make like a fresh lemonade with stevia. And then I will make my matcha. In my matcha, I put some ashwagandha, reishi, maca, ginkgo biloba, a little bit of that. Sometimes I'll add some spices in there, stevia and cacao. Blend it up, and I will drink that. Then I will try, if it's possible, when my kids are busy, then I can say a little bit of a prayer and read a little bit of my Bible, go get dressed, brush my teeth, do my hair, put on my scarf, and I'm ready for my day. So now let's talk about if your kiddos are already up or you know that they're going to be getting up during your morning routine. So if this is your reality, one of the things that can be very helpful is if you can prepare some activities the night before and have them already up in their room so that they can go ahead and do those activities. Now, I get up and I have my bedroom and I go into my dining room and my kitchen and my living room is where I do my morning routines. And I generally do my workout in the evening just because that's the time where they're kind of settled in their room and I can just relax a bit more and focus on myself and have some me time. And so I don't worry about the workout in the morning. I just have that set up in the evening so that I can do that consistently because I know that I'll be able to have some time later on. So that's basically what I do for my morning. In the evening, like I said, there's a little more time. And so what I can do is set things up a little bit differently. Now, going back to activities for the kiddos, some ideas could be maybe you have some fun activities they enjoy doing. Maybe some like activity books or puzzles or watching a short movie or program or having blocks, toys, your AAC device with a little activity on there. There's so many different things, but thinking ahead of what works for you and your family can be very helpful. Now let's go to that nighttime routine. So the nighttime routine is nice because if you're able to think ahead, you can think of some fun things that you can do as far as helping your body to relax. I will also say the morning routine and the nighttime routine mirror each other in a lot of ways. Now, on another episode, if you notice, we were talking about our time blocking. There's 5 blocks that I usually do. Another episode, we're going to talk about the AM and PM block and how they mirror each other in a different way. But going back to the nighttime routine, so think about how much time you want to put to the experience, rather. I like to give myself at least an hour. So what I do is I will take a long hot bath if that's available to me. And if that's available to you, that's very, very nice because you can make it how you want it. Maybe you'll have candles. I like to actually I have several rocks and I like to actually put them in the bath with me. Maybe I'll have my diffusers going. In the morning, I forgot to mention this, I do like to burn sage as well. But at night, diffusers are nice, and I'm having my essential oils out after my long hot bath. And then you can give yourself like a few minutes of a little shoulder rub with just some oils and a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil. You can also read a book to do some personal development. That is something I enjoy doing as well. Of course, you're still going to brush your teeth, your hair. Instead of putting on your day clothes, you're going to put on your PJs. And then you're going to brush your teeth. And then maybe you also like to have a hot beverage at that time as well. For me personally, I enjoy making like some sleepy time tea to help me relax. I also take my supplements in the morning and at night. At night, of course, to help me go to sleep. And they are very, very helpful. If you are a person that kind of struggles with sleep, as you know, that is one of our four intentional needs. Some supplements can be helpful, as well as tea, as well as dimming the lights, um, putting a couple drops of lavender on your pillow. Cedar wood is also nice. Making sure that your room is dark as possible. Perhaps having some blackout curtains can be helpful. If you have a nice plush rug, I love that to put my feet in when I get out of my bed in the morning and into my bed. All wonderful things. Also, in that nighttime, you can prep what you like to do in the morning. One of the things I like to do is write down my top 6 things I'd like to accomplish for the next day. I also sometimes will prep my drinks the night before as well, so that for me will look like I have a big glass of water already prepped so that I can quickly drink it when I get up. Sometimes I like to do different things. Maybe I'll put lemon wedges in it. Maybe I'll make that little lemonade and put it in the fridge so it'll be cold when I get up. Generally speaking, I like to have my water room temperature, but sometimes I will do a few different things. So think about some of those things that can be helpful for you as you are bookending your day. And what's great about that is when you sit down and think about what are those things that really makes you happy and lights you up, you can implement that even in your morning and evening routine. And that's something that you can look forward to, which will make you want to be consistent with it and accomplish that every day. So I hope that this has been helpful. I'd love to hear some of your favorite things that you like to do in your routine. So I look forward to reading all the messages. Don't forget to leave that fantastic review and like this episode and this podcast and share it with your friends and let them know that this is something that you're enjoying and that perhaps they would enjoy it as well. So until next time, I look forward to sharing with you and thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.